Have you ever seen a kidnapping turn into a career move, a robbery become a romance, and a diamond heist morph into domestic bliss, all wrapped in crisp 1950s British comedy?
Oh, well, cheer up. I'm making you a nice fairy cake.
If not, let me introduce you to a forgotten gem of post-war British cinema.
Why don't you look where I'm going?
There Was a Young Lady, released in 1953. It's a film that feels like a delightful collision between Ealing Studios' charm and classic screwball comedy,
I never knew this shirt was white.
with just the right dash of criminal mischief. And at the heart of it all,
But if you call that organisation, I don't. You make no provision at all for contingencies.
a sharp-witted secretary,
£12.10.
£12.10.
That's not including the purchase tax on them, of course.
a gang of surprisingly polite criminals,
Arthur, we better get on with the washing up.
Can I help?
and a diamond deal gone very, very sideways.
Yours for 75,000.
Just a moment, Charlie. Didn't you arrange with Miss Foster to sell for 70,000?
Let's dive into it.
Oh, sorry.
Mind you don't hurt yourself, Johnny.
The film stars Dulcie Gray as Elizabeth Foster, one of the most competent secretaries you'll ever see on screen.
There's one thing that drives me mad, it's waste and inefficiency.
That's two things.
Not when they're combined in one person.
And no, that's not an exaggeration. She doesn't just file papers or answer phones.
I've organised the whole thing. Even found a client who might be willing to buy it from us.
She basically runs the diamond firm of her bumbling boss, David Walsh, played by Michael Denison.
We haven't any money, that's just it. You can't run any sort of concern without capital, however efficient you are.
Walsh inherited the business from his uncle.
Have you forgotten your uncle's favourite motto? Courage is the brightest jewel.
Didn't exactly balance the books, did it?
But, let's just say, his knowledge of diamonds wouldn't get him far on Antiques Roadshow. Case in point, early in the film, he tries to impress Elizabeth by buying her a diamond ring from a street vendor for £25.
There's no reason for you to go round wasting the firm's time and money buying up every dirty old ring you see.
You can probably guess how that goes.
Bought this ring privately, for myself.
She tells him, deadpan, that it's paste. Embarrassed, he backs off from what was clearly going to be a marriage proposal.
Oh, well, I did buy a ring the other day, but I didn't pop the question.
Why not?
I didn't get round to it. There was a row over the ring.
And that's the moment you realise this film isn't just about crime. It's about timing, gender dynamics, and quiet British wit.
We've got 500. We'll bung that in.
But Elizabeth isn't dissuaded. She pitches a bold business move. Buy the family jewels from a duke David knew at school for a fraction of their worth.
But that house is the only thing she's got. How dare you mortgage my mother?
Then flip them for a tidy profit. And yes, this plan involves mortgaging his mother's house, with her permission, of course.
May I inform you that I passed top out of 347 entrants at the School of Business Efficiency?
But when David waffles, Elizabeth walks.
You'll find the petty cash 5 shillings short, Miss Summerfield. Mr. Walsh borrowed it for his lunch yesterday.
She's had enough of being the brains behind a sinking ship. Now here's where the plot takes a sharp turn from boardroom to back alley. As Elizabeth leaves the office, she finds herself smack in the middle of a smash and grab robbery, and by sheer accident, she gets swept up by the gang.
Drop this car and let me out at once!
But she's not your typical damsel in distress. Within minutes, she's negotiating her release and actually helping the gang escape the police in a classic high-speed chase through London's post-war streets.
You get out of this mess and we'll let you go.
Right?
Think the Lady Killers, but with a bit more horsepower. And yet, Johnny, the gang's cold-eyed leader, played with controlled menace by Sidney Taffler, has no intention of letting her go.
Hours ago you promised to let me go. Can I go now, or do I have to do something about it?
No, you can't. I've changed my mind.
So off she goes, a guest of the gang in a rambling old mansion in rural Sussex. It's here we meet the rest of this criminally charming crew. Joe,
Drop something, Johnny?
Basher, the guy with family ties to the mansion,
Oh dear. What will Uncle say?
and Arthur, the unexpected brains of the operation, played by Charles Farrell.
Oh, yes, of course.
Arthur, by the way, might be one of the most underrated characters in 1950s cinema.
Safe-cracking. That's my line, really.
He's thoughtful, quiet, and you'll see why Elizabeth connects with him almost immediately.
Beautiful job, that. Worth 20 smashing grabs.
Now, while technically they're prisoner, Elizabeth does something unexpected. She starts running the place. She organises, cleans,
If you want me to cook, then I want this house clean.
educates them about their own jewel haul,
2 rubies, 3 diamonds.
2 garnets, 3 crystallites.
and even warns them that their next heist plan is doomed to fail.
You chuck the brick.
Suppose there's a couple of people standing in front of the window.
And she's right. By this point, the dynamic has totally shifted.
What's the game, you two?
You saw yourself, Johnny. Two of them in front of the window, like she said.
The gang, except for Johnny, start to admire her, even respect her.
You thought it was good, didn't you?
Certainly I did. If I were a dishonest person, like some people I know, I should have a crack at it.
The film never overstates this, but it's part of what makes There Was a Young Lady so satisfying. It gently flips the power structure without fanfare.
Arthur's lent me a little more of his light reading matter. Death in a four-poster. Very appropriate.
Of course, things go awry again. Following a plan devised by Arthur, they set off to rob a new target. Except
Which skylight did you go down?
they hit the wrong place, and not just any place.
It belongs to a friend of mine. He hasn't insured it.
The one Elizabeth had just tried to save. In a twist that's as funny as it is tragic, David didn't even insure the jewels.
Oh, sit down and cry for him.
But there's redemption ahead. David receives Elizabeth's message.
Where is she?
When?
No, Miss Foster.
Manor House. I took her and three fellers up there in me eye car.
Remember the pound note she scribbled on for the farmhand? It finally gets noticed in the local pub.
What about my pound?
Oh, sorry.
And me return fare to town.
With a bit of courage and a lot of luck, he rescues Elizabeth and recovers the jewellery.
Quite a party.
Quite a sportsmart.
A diamond merchant, Miss Foster.
Yes, Mr. Walsh.
Fast forward a few years. Elizabeth and David are married, successful, and here's the best part. They've bought the very mansion she was once held in, and the gang, they're no longer criminals. They're now employed as the couple's loyal staff. It's a clever ending, wrapping up all the plot threads with a wink, and offering a tidy resolution that blends social commentary with light-hearted charm.
Poor darling. You're really rather sweet when you get to know them.
Now, let's talk about the cast. Michael Denison and Dulcie Gray were real-life husband and wife, and their chemistry on screen is warm, sharp, and full of the kind of understated affection that's become a lost art in modern romantic comedies.
Who is she?
You wouldn't be fishing, by any chance?
David, are you or are you not going to kiss me?
Their pairing grounds the film in something genuine. Meanwhile, Sidney Taffler adds a layer of realism as Johnny, not cartoonish, just dangerous enough.
If you want to wear out your plates and mitts, sweeping the rory and running up and down the apples, all well and good. But leave my chinas out of it, see?
Remind me to get a translation of that sometime.
And a young Geraldine McEwen appears in a small but memorable role as Irene,
But it's quite all right for you to give me the money on his behalf.
hinting at the stellar career she'd go on to have.
My friend Doris had a tiara like that for a week.
For a week?
They came and took it away when her boyfriend was arrested.
Filming locations included London and the English countryside, particularly Sussex, where much of the hideout action takes place.
Oh, well, look at them cows over there. Cows in the byre, rain in the shire. Cows in the meadow, skies will be pedding.
The house itself, a grand, slightly crumbling mansion, becomes a character in its own right.
Elizabeth?
Come on.
Go on, what?
Come on, help me move this back.
So, how was There Was a Young Lady received?
Can't listen to any more of it.
It wasn't a massive box office hit, but it performed decently for the time and became a quiet favourite among fans of British comedy.
Extraordinary way to behave.
Brilliant.
Critics appreciated its snappy script, directed by Lawrence Huntington, and the subtle way it played with genre expectations.
Enough is as good as a feast, and I'm just about full up.
It's not a slapstick farce or a noir crime drama, it's something in between.
What do you want?
Oh, sorry. Am I disturbing you?
A film that lets its female lead be smarter than everyone else in the room and doesn't punish her for it. Today, it's largely forgotten outside of vintage film circles, but it deserves a revisit,
Arthur and Basher.
Well, which is which?
Arthur's the one with the big nose.
not just for its performances or plot, but for its tone. It's witty without being cruel,
I'm sorry about it, too. She taught me how to make a fairy cake.
romantic without being syrupy,
You look pretty dumb and inefficient, Dick.
Like me.
You're not dumb. In fact, you're really rather sweet.
and clever without ever feeling smug. If you're into classic British cinema and want something a little off the beaten path, a film with heart, humour, and just the right dash of heist, There Was a Young Lady might just be your next hidden treasure. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've seen this film or want to share your favourite classic comedy. Until next time, keep digging up those forgotten gems. They're often the best kind.
How long do you think they'll get?
About 3 years, if you ask me.
I didn't hear that, did I?